I want to take time out now, and I just want to express something that's heavy on my mind right now. And I just want to ask the question, how many of you have had an abortion? Let that sink in. Because I know based off of that question, your mind is already going to a dark side. I'm saying to you, how many of you have had an abortion? It's amazing that God's people are impregnated with so much vision. But day after day after day, you continue to go into the abortion clinics of your environments. You tend to go into abortion clinics daily of people that speak negativity over your life or someone else's life. How can you be pregnant with so much vision but yet continue to live inside these abortion clinics? Some of you continue to go into abortion clinics because your family are the doctors that work at these abortion clinics, killing dreams. Some of you tend to go home at night and you have a negative spouse, that everything that you want to give birth to, that you're so impregnated to for greater vision for you and your family, your spouse becomes the hand that kills the vision. Some of you are even raising children to hold the whatever tool it takes to bring about an abortion to other young people that are at school, on the playground. Why? Because you've given your child a sense of entitlement to feel like because they are able to walk around at 3 and 4 and 5 years old and the LeBron James sneakers, the newest Jordans, able to walk around with Coach pocketbooks. And so they develop a mentality. And I'm not telling you that it's anything wrong if you're blessed and able to provide this for your families, but I'm telling you to check the attitudes, check the mentalities. Because these very children are boasted or they host an attitude to where another child that's not even underprivileged, but see, that's the mindset. They begin to think that they're underprivileged because they can't walk around in the Jordans and the LeBrons and carry the Coach pocketbook. How many of you have had an abortion? You're wondering why your visions don't come true. They don't come through and they don't come into fruition because way before your third semester or your tri-semester pregnancy of coming forth and delivering that vision, there are people that stand in your way. They say they're there to help you. These are the friends that shake your hands and talk behind your back. These are these are the very people that say they're all for you. They're riding with you when they're really not. These are the people that would share things with you that they know are not true, or they would come to you and begin a conversation to talk negatively about someone else. Now, before you begin to even think that this message is rambling, I'm just speaking from my spirit right now because somebody is inclined to listen all the way through because they are pregnant with vision right now. And the worst thing that could happen right now is that you could fall prey to these abortion clinics. I can't understand why we feel that we are so different from women that have been, for one reason or another, in an abortion clinic to abort a fetus. There is no way that we can consider ourselves different when God placed seed in that woman and he placed vision in us, which is also a seed of greatness. How is it that we feel that we are different? If God created it, then it has to be great. It has to be good. So we are not different. You're pregnant with vision that you won't let out. Being scared, being in fear is not an excuse not to come forth out of your pregnancy and give birth to your vision. I walk daily in my daily walk. I talk to people that they talk about many visions. They're rubbing on they're rubbing on their minds. They're rubbing on their spirit as a pregnant woman rubs on her stomach when she's pregnant. Talking about the birth, when the birth comes, but how would you give birth to that vision? There's a lot of you out there right now and that has come up like I have, and you didn't have a lot. I remember in the 7th grade, I remember that I was just blessed to have pants. I remember a struggling mother that provided me, and I had about 5 pair of Levi jeans. Now, even in me saying that sounds funny to some of you, but I want to tell you that my mother was a struggling mother that provided. But I realized that there was a great blessing. And even though that I was ignorant to the blessing that I had at that time, because the only thing that I could see is that at one point I didn't have the color Lee jeans like others had, like my friends had. What I wanted to know was that I wanted to question why my mother would buy these. But at the same time, I knew that that's what she could afford at the time. But she kept us fed and kept us clothed and kept us sheltered. And based on what I saw on the outside, it began to kill my vision. I struggled with a lack of confidence that may not seem so now. And even growing up as other kids did, I wasn't the best at sports. I would say that probably in my lifetime, football was my greatest sport. I still wasn't the best, but I accomplished accolades. Even in going into the Marine Corps, I had a shallow confidence. The vision was always there, but it was being aborted no matter what type of people I got around. Why? Because I lived in fear of the greatness that I could be. But later on in life, I began to build a confidence. And I want to take the time now to say that in building the confidence, I began to search for God. And when I say search for God, I don't mean because God was lost. I mean because I was searching and I was lost. I kept trying to find my identity in other people. I kept trying to find my identity in success, in what I thought success looked like or what I knew success to be. Someone driving around in a nice car or living in a half decent house that works at 8 to 5 or 8 to 4 or 9 to 5. And I realized in my latter years that that's not it. There are superstars with much money, but they're empty inside. They would die for what I have right now that's in my spirit. Why, when you're pregnant with such vision, would you continue to live in the abortion clinic? Why would you make that in your environment? Why would you make that environment? Why would you do that? I don't know who I'm speaking to right now, but before you cut this off, I want you to let this saturate in your spirit. Because we must come out of these abortion clinics. I speak to you now, not because I owe you anything, but as an obedience to God to share with you what's on my spirit, that I may help encourage, exhort, and uplift someone, to inspire you to greater. That's the greatest thing that I can do to you. That's the greatest thing that I can give you, is inspiration of a God that will not let you fall if you step out on faith. And sure, when you're pregnant with vision, you're going to appear to be stupid and people are not going to understand why you do and what you do. Don't think for a minute that I haven't come under attack because I post these videos. Why? Because people don't want to see you inspired. They don't want me to be inspired. They'd rather see me struggling and crying and broke down and busted. But I refuse to, because I serve a God that says that all things, that's right, all things work for the good of those that love God. And so I'm not in that state anymore of being pregnant and walking around in an abortion clinic. Matter of fact, I stay miles and miles away from the abortion clinic atmospheres. I'm encouraging you today, if you're pregnant with vision, that you never let yourself walk in another abortion clinic of negative talk. People talking about other people. I don't care if it's your mother, father, sister, or brother, your aunt, your uncle, or whoever. Don't walk around in those abortion clinics. So-called friends that say that you're your friends and they're talking and killing the character of other people. Cut them off because they mean you no good. Because the very second that they can't understand your vision, you're going to become the new subject. Those of you that have been through this understand this. But those of you that haven't, you're going to crash and burn. It's going to be god awful. So I'm just taking this time now to just say, when you're pregnant with vision, stay out of the abortion clinics. Stay out of the abortion clinics when you're pregnant with vision. I love you. If you've never heard those words before, I love you. If I could hug each and every one of you right now, I would. Because I know what it's like to be on that side of the fence when it seems like no one is pulling for you but God. I encourage you to stay in the game. I encourage you to stay in the delivery room and give birth to that vision that you have. God bless you. This has been Aqeel Ash-Shakoor. Remember to encourage, exhort, and uplift. God bless.